Hi, today I'm going to teach you how to kick time management in the shorts. But I'm going to first share with you a very unusual, strange story about those little corkscrew rides at the amusement park. And I'm going to tie it all in, and you're going to see, wow, at the very end, your mind's going to go with the time management because it's going to get you to look at time management in a very different way that you might not have looked at it before. So, first of all, this true story has happened to me many years back. I was working at an amusement park with one of those rides that take you upside down and you wear the big harnesses. And I was the microphone girl, saying, welcome back, Blue Train riders. Step off to the right quickly and carefully and exit off to the, down the stairs. So it was one of those moments where there was no train in the station. And I'm looking out across the platform at the sea of people waiting to take the next train and ride. And my friend Marley was working the controls right next to me. And the best way I can explain this is that time started to slow down and the sound of life changed. It altered. It was almost like I was in this tunnel. And I was witnessing these guys across the platform talk to my friend. They were just flirting with her. It was like, what are you doing tonight? Kind of a thing. And I remember, when you think about Albert Einstein and his theory of relativity and talks about the space-time continuum and how time is actually like a fabric. And the best way I can explain what happened was that the fabric of time and space sort of opened up and allowed me to peek inside. Because it was like the guys were saying this to my friend, and then all of a sudden it was like someone took the pressed rewind on the tape of life, and then they started to do the same thing again. So it's like all of a sudden, like the same snippet of life played twice for me. And it was just like 3 or 4 seconds or, 7 seconds. And I remember just sort of being in awe and witnessing this, thinking like how did that happen? So I've thought about it many times over the years. And when, one of my subscribers was asking me about time management, that came up, as something of, we kind of create time in our life. And when you look at someone who's caught up in time management, you're actually manufacturing and creating your own chaos around time. And that there are some people who can, which we all have this ability to actually bend time to your will. And I'm going to explain that a little bit as well. So when we look at time management, if we're in a place of chaos with it, we're kind of piling on. Sometimes a lot of people will say, well, I work too many hours, I have kids, we come home, I'm tired. And we're like a car sitting on ice, spinning our wheels and not going very far. And a lot of times what we do without knowing it or unconsciously is we're actually putting in a lot of unnecessary busy work into our life that we can actually let go of. And so kind of step number one, when you're looking at, if you're caught up in the overwhelm of time management and you're feeling that you can't catch up, you actually want to flip it into the way opposite. And it's going to sound a little, counterintuitive, but I promise you this will really, really work. Is you actually want to surrender to the moment and let everything go. Just sort of drop it like a hot potato, right? And that might mean just erasing a bunch of emails. It might mean just sort of like checking out for a minute. We've all done it, and sometimes we might do it in a guilty way. Don't do it in a guilty way. Just be like, all right, I need to just throw this into the fire and kind of start over, like a reset, right? Kind of pushing the reset button. I'll tell you another little story around this. Years back, I've always been the kind of person where, don't give me a fiction book to read. Give me like a self-development, like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I'll be so happy. So that was always my reading. And, so years back, I was actually addicted to to-do lists, and I would make these lists, and my to-do list had a to-do list, which had a to-do list. And it got to this point where I'm like, all my time got sucked in to try to manage the to-do list. And I realized how unhappy I was and how I wasn't actually getting that much done because I was wasting so much time trying to manage the list. And so one day I just had this spark of inspiration, and I was just like, I'm going to throw all of this away. And I just threw all my list away. and it was such a freeing and liberating feeling to just let go. Nothing bad happened. I didn't lose my job. Like, I didn't lose money. Like, nothing bad happened. The only thing that happened was good. Actually, I stepped in and I was actually able to breathe, relax, see clearly, and move forward. And sometimes that's all we really need. I had a spiritual teacher once say that if you don't have 5 minutes to meditate, you're the one who needs it the most. Meditation is a really, really good place when you're starting to feel that your time management is out of control and you've kind of lost control of time. That is the moment to bring in a meditation practice. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, bring it in. Because it's really about, you want to calm your brain down. You want to bring your brain from like a type A personality where this is the tire, right? This is you're spinning your tires and you're way up here. You actually need to drop your brain waves so that you can have some clarity on what is next. And, even like with 4-hour work week, he talks about doing 3 things a day. That's it. Like your productivity is you map out 3 very important things that need to be done to that day. And then you do them, and then you're done. And then you're not overwhelming yourself with, we do that, right? We pile a bunch of stuff on. We don't need to do that. So it's really looking at time management from that and knowing that if we can start to understand that we're actually creating our own chaos, and we do that a lot of times because of emotional reasons. We do that because we're actually trying to avoid the things that we're supposed to get done because we might be afraid or nervous or, there's emotional stuff coming up for us that's buried under the surface. And so we kind of like pile stuff around us to kind of say, well, I can't get to that yet because I have to do this, and this, right? So if you can take a step back, slow down, surrender into the moment, breathe, and bring a little meditation in, then you can get clarity. One of my mentors, Amy, actually, when she hits these crisis moments where life feels a little overwhelming, she calls it getting quiet. And she kind of just turns off her phone for a few days and she disappears and she recenters herself. And I've learned that from her. And it's something that I started incorporating because we all do, the email box creeps up to the 300s or more. And we all have these moments of there's too much. And when there's too much in the outer world, we've lost track of the inner world. And that's really what time management really is. It's like a little bit of chaos of the mind. I'm going to tell you another thing what happened with kind of a time management thing, right? And a little bit of surrendering to the universe. A year ago, my husband and I, when we were moving to our new home, I was, working with my online business stuff, and I had all my books and notebooks and, important things for my business that I put in a special place, a special suitcase, and that I was like, okay, once I move, everything's going to be chaotic, but at least I'll know where my business is. And what's the funny thing about it is that when we moved, the chaos of the move, like all those things happened around our move, that I completely lost track. I had no idea where any of my business stuff was, and it actually was lost for months. And I had to let go. I was like, I'm not supposed to be focusing on that right now. Or I'm supposed to look at it in a different way. So we can ride the wave of life. We can, look at how life is guiding us and let that guide our time a little bit more and soften into it, relax into it. We don't need to be a type A personality and be these hard-heading, I have to color code my time. Now, for some people, that's going to work really, really well. And for some people, it's just going to make them feel like they're in jail. And one more thing, which I actually learned from an Empower Network event, which actually from someone who's very organized with time and does actually do her time calendar on an Excel spreadsheet with colors. But she said something incredibly important that actually shifted things for me. It was an aha breakthrough moment, was that you want to live according to your values. And that when we're caught up in time management, we're actually disorganized in our values, and we're putting things that are less valuable in front of what is most valuable. And then we sort of have this guilt and this shame around, well, I really want to spend time with my family, but I can't because I have to do this, and this. And so another really quick way, so if we look at two two pointers to take away from this video today. One would be step into peace and quiet and some meditation, and the other one would be get really clear on your values and start. If exercise and your health is important and you're struggling in your health, but you don't have time to take care of yourself because you're so busy, you have to shift it around. You have to flip it and say, I have to take care of myself first. And you throw everything off the desk and you take care of you put your value, what needs to be at the top of your value list first. And you let everything fall by the wayside. Nothing will get broken. Your life will not fall apart in tatters. Surrender. Choose your values and live from those places first. I hope this was really helpful. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and theories on the theory of relativity and time management. So if this video was helpful and you'd like to see more, please opt into my list. And I have a lot more videos that I send out and really good stuff. It's a lot of fun to be a part of my list, and I love to connect with you. And also, if you've been a part of my list and you want to join my team, you can also do that. There should be a link below this video to do that. So leave your thoughts and comments and jump onto my list. And have a great day. Bye.